What's going on, guys? My name's AK, back again with another Call of Duty coaching video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some S&D sort of strats for offense and defense on Crossroads S&D. So hopefully you guys find this really helpful. If you do, be sure to drop a like. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So in today's video, we're going to be featuring 2 offense and 2 defense strats. So let's start straight into it with some defense strats. Now, the first one we're going to be talking about is what I like to call the double stack mid. So essentially, this is going to involve having 2 players setting up in the mid position. So there is a concrete stairs sort of thing in mid. So essentially what you'll do is you'll run out with your team through into the mid map, have one player set up watching the sort of the lower mid side. Say the defense side decide to push up through here. Player 3 here that's labelled can watch that, and you have another player push to the mid, essentially sit on these barrels, and their job is to watch the P1 push. Say there's an outer push this way. Now, as with Crossroads, you're probably aware it's always good to have someone set up on the top cliff side, and that's essentially all of this area around here, including the top fences. It's always good to have a player set up up there, because essentially having someone there gives you control over this whole side of the map here, including the A bomb site. So having someone set up here is very good, especially if they've got a sniper or something that gives them good map presence up there. And last but not least, also the last good position to hold is the top bridge, and that's what this player 4 here is going to do. Essentially their job is to sit and watch the top bridge push, either lay prone, sit in the corner. There's some shelves or something here, I guess. You can actually sit behind them, get a nice good angle. Maybe it's on this side, I can't remember, but yeah, you need a player set up top bridge, and that will essentially watch the top bridge push. So a setup like this has everything covered, because they can't push the top bridge. Player 4 will at least be able to call them out. If they do push up the top bridge, player 3 will be able to actually get the kills there. They can't push through the P1 side. Player 2 is watching that. If they call out that there is, say, maybe multiple players hitting that, player 3 can then wrap back and watch this side. Bear in mind, player 1 will have the watch over this sort of the mid push that I highlighted in blue a bit earlier. I'll just go over that. Player 1 will actually have a watch over that, because they have this whole line of sight. So player 3 in this situation is a bit of a help with everything. He can turn to P1 if there's players there. They can watch the top bridge if there's a top bridge push, and also they have the mid street push in case player 1 misses or they run past, and then yeah, they're challenging mid and they can pick up that kill. So that's pretty much it for this strat. It's a very simple, very sort of play it safe strategy. It works for quite well for countering anything really that the other team do, as the 3 main pushes that are the A street, the top bridge, and P1 side, they're all covered, at least to the point where you can give information on a cross, because they could potentially say wrap around here fast, and from this angle, although you might not be able to kill them, you can call out the information still. Or in the other scenarios, for pretty much all of the other positions, you can actually pick up the kill. So very good strat, and yeah, make sure to give it a try. Now, quick sort of interlude before we head on to the next bit. This is actually being done on something called TacMaps. It's something made by the COD Rec League. You can see in the top corner there, their Twitter's there and their logo. So it's a really cool piece of software. It's got all the hardpoint maps, all the control maps, all the S&D maps. So if you haven't actually got it yet, there'll be a link in the description to a Reddit post where you can find the download for it. And yeah, if you want to get good at COD and help sort of build up some team synergy, make sure to grab this. It'll be really helpful. So moving straight on to the next defense strat, this is going to be what I like to call the double hit bridge. And again, quite self-explanatory. You're going to have 2 players push up to the bridge. Let's pick 2 and 3. The numbers don't really mean anything. They're just sort of player numbers. And yeah, you're going to have 2 people stack the top bridge. Again, you're going to have 1 player watching over. Again, be this your sniper player, someone with maybe a Krig, something long range to get full control over that side. And then player 4 is a bit sort of variable as to what they do. There's a nice good spot in this corner here. It's actually hidden behind something, and then players run around there. You can almost certainly always pick up a kill there. Say they wanted to push onto the stairs heady and watch the mid. That gives a nice good position. That is a favourite spot of mine, actually, sitting on that those mid stairs. Or just going to the outer P1. Oh, sorry, drawing lines. They can head to the outer P1 and just watch the push. But basically, player 4 is just going to have the entire of the P1 push. Play that wherever you wish. So the idea of the top bridge push is to double stack and pick up the enemy player that goes top bridge. Now, very rarely will teams actually double or triple stack top bridge. It's not very commonly done. And even if it is, you'll definitely pick up at least 1 kill, being that you're double stacking it. Obviously, make sure that you're not shooting your teammate in the back or throwing nades that then your teammate runs into. But with a bit of communication, that can all sort of be worked out. And the double top bridge stack is something that we do very often in my team, and yeah, is proven very successful for us. Now from there, you can just either play for picks after you've got the first pick, or depending on the game, do whatever you feel is necessary to win the round. But using this strat off the start should be very helpful. Now moving on to offense, we're starting with a very solid sort of good setup position really, and that's going to have one player out on the tyres. You're going to have one player up on the barrel, sort of watching across the P1 way. The other player will sort of watch P1 as well. Have one player push top bridge, either through sort of around this way and up the stairs. It gives a good way to sort of counter a push, because if you push, you generally check here and check the back sort of plat gateway or the back door. You don't often check the side stairs, or if you do, you check that last. So having a player set up there is quite a good way to check for a potential push. And then also having your player 4, be this your sniper, Krieg, something long range, either sitting on the back here or on the back crates. And essentially their job is just to get control of this side of the map and play for information up here to see if you can find the enemy players up either bridge or just on the top cliff, or essentially just play for information if you can. Now from here, if you don't see anything, or you've managed to get some picks, or really whatever happens in the round, there's quite a lot that you can do from here to make a push towards a bomb site. What I'd suggest sort of is a good strat is having player 3 and then player 2 wrapping round all the way. We can play that there. So essentially player 2 will wrap back through this building up to the top, and then you can double stack the top bridge. Now this works very well if you've got a kill, because it will give you a bit more map pressure. But if, say, player 4 calls out that there's someone here, you can then have these players push through and hopefully try and kill him there to then wrap back onto the A-bomb. It's quite a nice little loop to play. Or if, say, you're a player 4, your sniper has taken care of those players, then maybe you can make a look to pushing down into the B-bomb, making sure to check all the corners of this room. Players do love to sit there, and also sort of on the little debris thing in the middle, see if you can kill them off that as well. Now while that's happening, your player 1 can sort of make a push round towards sort of the outer P1 side. Make sure to check for the bottom, sorry, the back tent side. I should put that in red really, that's where they'll be. Make sure to check there for any players, and also to check your corner behind here. They quite often like to sit there. But as with the other strat, once you get sort of a bit into the round, it sort of becomes a bit variable as to what players have got kills, what players have been killed. But yeah, hopefully this gives you a nice strat to sort of start the round with. Last but not least, we're going to be looking at the double stack A, or the straight to A bomb plant, whatever you want to call it. And essentially, this is going to have a very, well, as the name suggests, A focused sort of push. You're going to have a player that wraps all the way around, probably a sub player, and essentially their role is going to be to push straight up onto the A bomb and get it down. Now this is pretty much only viable with the use of a smoke, or is very helpful with a smoke. So if you can, try and get a smoke down on the A-bomb, and that'll essentially allow you to get that planted. And then what the A player can then do from there is just push all the way up to this side, and then yeah, just play anywhere along the lower thing here, maybe by the bottom of the barrels, or just anywhere along here. Gives a nice pushed up position. Now, you always want someone covering your flank, so it's good to have a player set up maybe on the back sandbags, or maybe on the tyres, or on the truck. Basically, anywhere that they can watch the enemy push up through the side door and to the back spawn. So I'd probably go up here, just play your life, play on a head glitch with a Krieg, something nice and long range, or your sniper could even go there, and just essentially have that side of the map watched so that you can't get flanked. Then sending a player top is always good, just to get a watch on the bridge push. Again, if you want to play that on the back stairs here, or whether you want to just sit in the room and pre-aim, lay prone, whatever, just having the top bridge covered is very helpful always on this map. And then last but not least, you're going to want your player 4, as we've seen on the other side, to be a sniper or something long range, essentially just to be able to shoot over the top, get your watch. Maybe if someone pushes through the mid-map, let me just get red, if a player pushes through the mid-map, you want to be able to kill them before they push up to the bomb, or if you've already planted the bomb, that will work quite well with one player shooting from this side, and then this player shooting from that side. Should be able to pick up the kills there. And then this player, essentially their entire game plan is just going to be watching for the push from the top fences, because that's going to, what is basically when they see one up there, player 1 who will have then pushed up, let me just run that simulation through, he will have pushed up here, and then when the enemy players are found, they can then jump up onto the top and either kill them, or if they have been killed, jump up there and then play a nice corner in fences or something that will stop the enemy from being able to plant, or sorry, defuse. Now, one final little thing that you can do, if you've watched my previous bomb spots on this map, I made a video not too long ago, so there'll be a link to that in the description, so go check that out. Essentially, there's a bomb spot that you can plant for A. It's sort of over this side of the bomb. It doesn't show up too well on here, but essentially that's going to allow you to get a watch all the way back from the P1 side. You can lay prone sort of behind this tank. I'll sort of move the player up to the sort of position. If you lay prone behind this tank, you can actually get a long watch all the way through mid onto the bomb. So if you get someone pushed up and say you'd say you know that this area here is cleared, maybe player 2 picked up a kill sort of in this back zone here, he can then push up on the tank and get a nice long watch onto the A-bomb there, which works very nicely. So that's about it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed or found this helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like. As I said earlier on, make sure to go check out the Rec League and their software here, TacMaps. Yeah, there'll be a link if you want to go download that. It's really awesome and I really would suggest doing that. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like and I'll see you all soon. Have a good one.